roundabout. Take the first exit onto Merkin.
Hello folks, welcome back. It's a different adventure today and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. I'm going out on a safari to hunt for one of my favorite brands, that is Yamaha, of course. But first I've got to take a little detour. I've been having some issues with my car's display panel. The dial stick, it's been moving, it's been going up and down like crazy, sometimes making it impossible to read anything. And it was making this noise sort of like you are sitting on a rusty spring chair. So I decided to take it to the mechanic to have him take a look at it before I get to the guitar of the day. I had already called him and explained the situation on the phone, and when I got there he got to work right away. And a couple hours later, problem solved. He fixed the dial thing. It turned out the problem was the cold weather froze the liquid or the oil in the tube between the panel and the tire. In fact, if I could wait a few more days, it would be fixed. It would get back to normal just by itself. But since he opened everything up, he decided to change the oil anyway. So everything was okay, and it was already midday, so I decided to grab a little bite on the way. I saw this lahmacun place. It's a flatbread that often comes with ground beef, tomato, onion, and spices. Often called Turkish pizza. Of course, it's not a pizza because there is no cheese or sauce on it. But the beef comes with some type of sauce, but definitely not a pizza sauce. And so when I just about to start, the mechanic called me back, telling me he's not sure if he tightened the bolts on one of the tires. And the shop was really close, and I headed back to double check right away. It turns out that it was really just a little moment of doubt. He done everything right, the bolts were tightened, but no need to risk. I'm glad I went back to the shop. And we're back on track, back to the guitars. Yamaha, like I said, has always been one of my favorite brands, making high quality instruments for decades. And although they're perhaps more famous for their pianos and synthesizers, their guitars have a special place for collectors and musicians. They're often seen as more affordable alternatives to the big names like Gibson and Fender, but that didn't mean they lacked quality. In fact, many vintage or modern Yamaha guitars, the ones made in Japan, are considered gems for their craftsmanship, unique designs and tone. Many of these guitars are loved for their nice playability as well, the tonal richness and the solid construction too. And unlike the more mainstream models, brands, Yamaha is not afraid to try innovative features, fresh designs and unique twists. Like I said, they're often praised for their craftsmanship, which was incredibly high quality during the vintage and modern era. They have a reputation for creating guitars that are very comfortable and versatile. And guitars like Yamaha SG 2000 became iconic, and their slightly more affordable sibling models like the SG 700S are now being recognized for their value and quality. Now let's talk about the SG 700S, the star of today's safari. This model was introduced in the late 90s and is part of Yamaha's SG series. What makes it stand out is its incredible versatility and distinctive tonal range. While it's often overshadowed by the more famous SG 2000, which I love by the way, it offers a slightly more approachable price tag while retaining a lot of features of the other Yamaha's SG series. And by the way, I will get to the price of what I paid for mine in a bit. Let's talk about the body a little bit. The SG 700S has a solid mahogany body and a carved maple top, which gives it a warm, resonant sound and sustain. It's a little on the heavier side, which some players appreciate, like me. It helps the tone stay thick and punchy. The neck is typically made of mahogany with a rosewood fingerboard, which is a nice smooth feel, and the frets are typically well dressed, making it enjoyable playing. In terms of pickups, they are often equipped with Yamaha's own design humbuckers, which is really warm. These pickups are known for being punchy with a smooth mid-range that cuts through the mix, but not too harsh. Ideal for rock, blues, and even jazz. The versatility is one of the main reasons this guitar is loved. You can get a wide range of tones without needing to swap pickups or heavily modify the guitar. They also have a classic, understated look. It doesn't scream for attention, but rather has a sleek, elegant finish. It's typically seen in more subdued colors like violet red, dark red, or sunburst, giving it a vintage vibe. They might not be the most famous guitar from the 90s, but it definitely has a dedicated fan base. It's one of those hidden gems that once you get your hands on one, you'll understand why it's so special. The tonal versatility and the fact that it's a bit of an underdog make it a fantastic choice for collectors and players. And honestly, with the right setup, it's a guitar that can compete with the best of them. If you find one in mint condition or even beat up, I highly recommend checking it out. You might just really like it as much as I did. So that's it for today's episode. It's been quite the journey, taking the old car in for repairs, getting a little sidetracked with the tire and display, but hey, that's life on a guitar safari. Sometimes the road is a little bumpier than you expect, but when you find that good, nice guitar, it's all worth it. I'll try to do a full demo with my perfect playing on this beauty, so stay tuned for that. I'm still trying to get used to what I do. I haven't played guitar for maybe 15-20 years, let alone playing it in front of the camera. In the meantime, if you like this video, I'm sure you hear this a lot, but it really means a lot. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more vintage guitar hunting adventures. Until next time, I'll see you on the next safari. Catch you later, guys.
Perhaps one day I'll hit the lotto, then my bills would all be paid. Money no longer would be a bother. My life would never be the same. We could travel all around this world, fly first class every day. But if I never hit the lotto, would you still love me anyway? Perhaps one day I'll reach the big time. The whole world would know my name. Well, every other magazine cover would use me for their campaign. We would be the hardest couple around, from New York to LA. But if I never reach the big time, would you still love me anyway? Thank